Hello children and welcome to English Grammar, and in this session we will be doing story writing. I am sure you all love stories and it's really interests you, and in this session you will be learning how to write the stories. So you can create your own stories. I know you all are good at creating stories, but let's make some good stories which others can read. Right from the early days of human civilization, people have told stories. Some of these were based on real events or experiences, others were totally imaginary. But their purpose was similar: to amuse, entertain, delight or teach a moral. For example, Panchatantra stories, they always give you some moral values. A good story is one that holds the attention of the reader. It should not be boring, because it has a plot you have to create. It is well organized. The important details are highlighted and are told in the correct order of importance. So let's look at the points that will help us write a good story. The plot. First and foremost is the plot you have to create. Plot is the most important part of a story. Start by writing an outline of the plot. Make sure that the events in the plot are very well organized and is clear order. Construction. Connect the events. Okay, एक दूसरे के साथ relate होना चाहिए. Detailing. Make sure that you mention each and every detail about your character, about the story. Language. Using simple and direct language with correct grammar and expressions make the story more readable. Now next we have the heading. One of the most important part of the story is its heading, that is the title of the story. The right heading will arouse the interest. Okay, बहुत बार ऐसा होता है ना कि just reading the title you come to know the gist of the story. So it is very important that you have a attractive title. We may write a story from a given outline. Points and the plot are given. Only the details have to be filled. Okay, many a times this also comes, वो blanks जैसे पूछा जाता है. So you have the outline. Now you just have to fill it up, but don't make it filling the blanks. These are just hints given to you based on which you can plot your story. Stories can also be written based on a moral or on a proverb. Sometimes we are given an opening sentence. Okay, starting sentence is given. You have to write the remaining one. So tips of writing good story. Make the opening of your story very interesting. Okay, the first impression is a last impression. Starting में ही impression अच्छा होना चाहिए. The characters. Okay, the characters should be appealing to you. Setting. Use adjectives in an effective manner. Whenever you write a story, see to it that the adjective describe your character very well. Sequence of events. Okay, it should not be haphazardly written. It should be in a good order. It should be written so that you can connect with the paragraphs. The ending. An ordinary ending leaves the reader with a sense of being cheated. So make sure the ending shows how the problem was solved. So writing for first semester is example of third, which is on page number 218, that you will be writing. Then exercise 1, first question, exercise 2, first question, exercise 3, second question, which is there on page number 219. Any topic can be asked in the exam, you know that. So first one is example 3. So read the opening line. Hidden behind a growth of bushes, I discovered what happened to be a hole in the side of a hill. Could this be an entrance to a cave? So this is how you continue. I turned and called out to my friends Ravi and Tanya. If you want, you can definitely change the names. We had come to spend our holidays at our uncle's house near Golconda Fort in Hyderabad. That day, the three of us had decided to explore the old fort and were trekking up the hill when I discovered the cave. Quickly, Ravi and Tanya scrambled up the hill to where I was. We pushed aside the bushes and cleared the stones. We could see steps leading downwards and excitedly peered inside. Were we going to discover a secret hiding place? Should we explore this tunnel? Would it be safe? None of these questions came to our mind as we climbed down. As the steps went down, it grew darker. Suddenly there was a shriek and something dark swooped past overheads. Tanya screamed, "Bats!" I said. Ravi put on the torch in his mobile phone. The passage was flooded with light. We looked around in wonder. The walls were covered in moss, but under that we could see some wonderful carvings. देखा होता है ना, carving stone में किया होता है. The tunnel had opened into a large cave. At the far end, the tunnel went on, but we decided not to explore further because it could be anything. We went home and told Uncle Suraj about our discovery. Soon there were people from the Archaeological Survey of India, जो खुदाई का काम करके they find out our whole history. They told us that this was indeed an important discovery and thanked us. Suddenly we were heroes. Now let's do exercise 1, expanding an outline into a story. So you have to expand this particular. So children, now we will be writing the story based on the outline given. You can give any title. I have given The Old Man's Gift. Once there lived a pious old man in a small village who conducted religious rituals. On one occasion, he was rewarded with a goat for his services by a wealthy man. The old man was happy to get a goat as the reward. He happily slung the goat over his shoulder and began the journey towards his home. On the way, 3 thieves saw the old man taking the goat. The thieves plotted to steal goat. They got separated from one another and took different hiding positions. One of the thieves approached the old man and asked him why he is carrying a dog on his shoulder. The angry old man was surprised to hear such words. He screamed, "Can't you see it's not a dog but a goat, you stupid fool?" Later, the second thief praised old man and said that it was so good of him to carry beloved dog on shoulder. The old man was angry again and told him that it is not a dog but a goat. So children, see to it that you are sticking to the outline and the characters. I know that you have read this story before in your Gujarati subject, in your previous classes. Even you would have read it in the story book, but see to it that whatever story you form, it is based on the outline given. After some time, the third thief came and asked him whether his dog is ill. The old man got confused and worried. He started thinking, is it really not a goat? He thought that the animal he was carrying on his shoulders might be a dog. He threw the goat on the roadside and ran away. What is the moral? One should not be carried away by what others say. Now, story based on a moral or a proverb. Now, this is also one kind of story writing where you have the moral and proverb given and you have to elaborate it further. The proverb here which is given to you is, a stitch in time saves 9. It means that time pe kaam pura karna chahiye, otherwise it will be a burden. It highlights that prompt action should be taken to correct anything that goes wrong. It is much easier to repair the damage at an early stage. Time pe theek karna barabar hai. If ignored, even small problem or difficulty may become too big to solve. A piece of cloth must be stitched at once, even if slightly torn. So second one we will be doing, already moral is given. We have to frame the story and you have to give a title. So I have given a foolish merchant. Once upon a time, a merchant earned a large sum of money by selling his goods. He had to go a long way to reach home. He went to a hotel to get his horse. The stableman, stable where horses are kept, brought out his horse and said, "Sir, your horse has lost a shoe nail. Now you can see the picture shoe nail which is fixed in the hoof of the horse so that it can smoothly walk and run. You better wait and have it put in. The merchant said, sorry, I have no time now. Moreover, one nail more or less in the shoe does not matter much. Saying so, he got on his horse and galloped it towards his destination. After some time, another nail from the shoe of the horse came off. The horse began to limp. Being in a hurry, the merchant did not stop to repair the damage. After some time, the horse began to stagger. Ladkhadane laga. Very soon it was dark. This further reduced the speed of the horse. He was getting late. At last he got down and led the horse. In the meantime, a gang of robbers appeared from the forest. The merchant could not speed up his horse and save his money. He was at the mercy of the looters. Looters आए और उनको लूट लिया. They thrashed him thoroughly. उसको बहुत मारा भी and snatched his money. The merchant returned home with a lame horse and empty pocket. His carelessness had cost a heavy price. Moral already we have, a stitch in time saves 9. Now here we have the third type of story writing in which the beginning paragraph is there. Each of the sentences given below is the opening line of a story. So opening line hai, uske aage ka you have to write. So it is, we were out camping, my parents and my younger sister and my friends Hashim and Sagar. So already characters are defined. So don't change the names. It was quite late and we were sitting around the campfire enjoying the peace and quiet. So till quiet it was there, enjoying the peace and quietness of the night. We were gazing at the stars and the beautiful sky. Oh, it was such an amazing view. After some time, Hashim and Sagar said, let's go for a walk. A cool breeze was blowing and a perfect weather for a walk. We were chatting, bullying and having fun. Suddenly, I realized that we have come a little far from the campsite. The road was all deserted and it was very dark. There was a shriek and something dark swooped past our heads. We were very scared now. 3 of us gathered some courage, held each other's hands and started moving towards the camp. We could hear so many strange sounds which frightened us more. I started chanting some of the prayers. We walked slowly. Hashim started screaming, something is crawling over me. He tried to help him but could not see anything as it was dark. Somehow, Sagar managed to catch hold of the creature and to our great surprise, it was a small snake. He threw it to the other side. Thank God, we were saved. All of us were sweating. At some distance, we could see a beam of light. As we got closer, we could see a man covered in a shawl coming towards us. All sort of weird thoughts were coming to my mind. At once, I could hear someone calling my name. Oh, it was my dad. I ran and hugged him. What a dreadful experience we had. I narrated the whole experience to my parents. They were laughing at our adventure of the night. So, homework for today is you will be writing all these stories. That is, even you will write example 3, which is on page number 218 in your notebook. Then you will be writing exercise 1, first one, exercise 2, first one, exercise 3, second one in your notebook. So, thank you children and may God bless you. Bye.